What's going on, people? Back at it again. It's your boy Secret. I'm coming back with a follow-up video to yesterday, dealing with Kobe Bryant. Now, I got a lot of flack on social media, on Facebook. A lot of people being angry and getting upset that everybody's always complaining that this is this is a this is real life, and that everybody's always saying that's a conspiracy theory. But those of us who study and do the research, I mean, if you do the research, you can see it clearly. It's hard to deny 15 things that add up. One or two things you can say, hey, maybe it's a coincidence, but not 10 or 15 different things in this. And I don't want to do a whole series on Kobe Bryant because as I'm doing more research, it seems that the rabbit hole to this Kobe Bryant thing is huge. And it's very symbolic because of how iconic this man was. Like, he was literally the GOAT. So what I'm going to be looking at today is three real reasons that Kobe Bryant got killed. I did a lot of research between yesterday, the video I posted, and this video here, and just trying to connect the dots. As we all know, the first accounts of him dying stated that there were 3 people in the crash, and now it's saying that it's 9 people in the crash. So just keep in mind what I said in the video prior about the relationship with the 3, the 6, and the 9, and in regards to Tesla, which I'll get into a little bit later. But the first thing about Kobe Bryant is that he knew this day was coming. When he first came out as a kid, he signed his contract. He got his endorsement deals, he got his tattoos, yada, yada, yada. But he already knew from that day forward what he was signing up for. When you sign a contract in any form of business, in anything you do in your life, you really don't read the contract. Like, when Apple iTunes, you got to install it on your phone, they give you 5,000 pages because, 1, you're not a lawyer, and 2, you're going to be lazy and you're not going to look at what's going on in the damn contracts. So that's the case for most of these entertainers who don't know what's going on. They just sign a dotted line and want to get to it right away. So there was a point in Kobe's life when he became the Black Mamba. And as we can look at the Black Mamba symbolism, hold on one second. As we can see the Black Mamba symbolism right here in this diagram, you can clearly see with this snake piece here, you have the serpent, the Black Mamba, and you have Kobe's signature sign in the midst of it. I'm going to break that down in a second, but you can see how it looks there. Now, when you take a look at that sign and you go back and you take a look at Tesla's sign, now you might not be able to see the direct resemblance of it, but if you just think, bend Kobe's, the 2 top wings of Kobe's, bend it down a little bit, and you have exactly the same thing as the Tesla symbol. And according to the research that I did, Tesla was very instrumental in how Kobe pursued the game, how he connected to the game with his mind and body. Tesla was very instrumental in that because that was things that Tesla was doing way back when he was doing experiments on the human body, anatomy, spirituality, metaphysical stuff, all of these things that Tesla was into, dealing with electricity, energy, and all of those things. So I'm going to break that sign down a little bit later, but that brings us to the tattoo that he has on his right shoulder. He has a tattoo of a corona crown and a monarch. And you have to know symbolism or meanings of symbols to really understand what these two things mean. Now, coronas are generally known to mean the outer, like the outer layer of plasma that surrounds celestial bodies such as sun and stars, etc., etc. And we even have coronas around our blood cells. And that's what crowns came from. The symbolism was that you were close to God. So the royal people or the royal families, monarchs and things like that, royal monarchs, pay attention, they were close to God. So now the symbolism of the monarch, let's see if I can pull it up here. Hold on one second. The symbolism of the monarch bird It states that it is a sign of rebirth and transformation. So a lot of times, death is not seen as death, it's simply seen as rebirth and transformation. And just similar to the way certain ethnic cultures believe that they can die for their religion by doing, performing acts of martyrdom and things of that nature, it's the same thing. It means transformation. So the fact that Kobe had this tattoo means that he knew something. He knew that he wanted to be close to God as he could get, or be like a God in his respective domain. I also wanted to say that it's ironic that, yeah, yesterday when I was searching this, the corona virus popped up the same time as Kobe did. I don't know why it was. I don't know why it came up in the search engine that way, and it was very weird because everything was Kobe, 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 and then something just came up out of the blue that said the coronavirus. But you could check again. You could check the video from the other day. I'll leave the link at the top. Yeah, so that was really the first thing. Kobe knew, he knew what he was getting himself into. We'll move on to this second part about Kobe Bryant. Is that let's look at this sign really quick because I just want to break this down. As you can see here on the Mamba, the Kobe Bryant Black Mamba sign here, it looks, again, we compared it to the Tesla sign, and these both of these symbols, they kind of look like a fallopian tube if you look at it. The symbol's a fallopian tube, which is a yonic, not a phallic symbol, a yonic symbol, which symbolizes symbol of sexual pleasure, a matrix of generation, and the visible form of worship. This is interesting because, like I said, you can take the sign and you can, bend it down a little bit and it would be very similar to Tesla's sign. And, Tesla stated that his sign was just a cog off a wheel, and that's how they got it in there. So, second point here I want to get to really quickly. I don't want to spend too much time on it because this is really into the numbers and stuff like that, and I didn't really want to go into any numbers like that in this video. Um, Kobe was also a part of a bigger sacrifice that included LeBron James, him passing the torch to LeBron James, and him making way for Zion Williamson, who was supposed to be the next big thing in the NBA. The LeBron James torch passing thing was full of symbolism when LeBron was playing with the Lakers against the 76ers, and when he scored the points and how symbolic the numbers were of that. You can check out Zach's video again for that. But I wanted to check out something on Zion really quickly, just on something really funny. I thought that Zion scoring 17 in the fourth quarter was weird. If you take the date, basically, because I was going to do his 22 points in the game on the 22nd, but I won't do that. I will just say 1/22/2020 has a 9 numerology number, and that's why I said this thing is all by the numbers, and they have to make sure that it syncs up. When the initial reports came out, they were saying that people died. It was 3 people. It was Kobe, his daughter, and another person. Then they were saying it's 5 people, and the final report has been labeled at 9. And Zion's first game back, 1/22/20, that's when he came back, and it had a 9 numerology, which is symbolic of the many people that died, the amount of people that died in the crash. This last part I'm going to get to is the one that drives everything home here. Kobe Bryant was definitely a part of this. He definitely knew about it, had something to do with it, was involved, etc., etc. The real reason is those that are higher up, or those people or those entities, I can't even say people, those entities that help our superstars, our athletes, and the ones who run the world, those entities feed off of our human emotions. The people higher up feed on the energy that we provide them. So they have to keep us in a state of shock, fear, nervousness, anxiety. Uh, uh, I don't want to go into the gender stuff, but they have to keep us in a place where everything is upside down. As above, so below is another principle. But the reason is all of these events, Paul Walker, all of our Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Kobe, actors, actresses, everybody. All of these things, because you're human, you experience emotions, you're going to feel it. And that energy goes out into the universe. Like a thought, energy is the same thing, goes out into the universe. So these entities feed on that. It's like nourishment, it's like water. Without it, they'll die. So something as tragic as this, like Nipsey Hussle, we were shaking over. Like I didn't even know Nipsey Hussle. I didn't listen to his music. Didn't know really know much about him until he died. I'm just like, man, that's really messed up. And you send that energy out into the universe for these. I don't want to use demonic, but these other worldly entities to use. And Kobe Bryant was very much aware of it. And I'm just going to leave you guys with this because I don't want to make this too long. I want you to look at this logo again. I said I didn't really break it down. I want you to look at this logo. So here I am going to pop up this logo with the Mamba sign. Boom. So here you see a Mamba sign. It looks like a T outverted or maybe a cross, some sort of inversion or something like that. If you count the pieces on the outside as 1 set, 2 sets, 3 sets, 4 sets, 5 sets, 6 sets. That's 6 sides to Kobe Bryant's piece. If you count the star inside of Kobe Bryant's sigil, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-sided star. Okay, so yeah, now the last part of this thing is to actually count the number of pieces found in the logo. And you probably have guessed it by now. It's 6. So his logo is actually an embodiment and a symbolism of the 603 score. I'm just going to leave you with that. See you later. It's the secret.